live interview here, DESIblitz and Gop Virk. With the US, we hear there's a lot of gun culture out there. Obviously, you mentioned in New York. Here in the UK, we're getting a lot of gun culture, especially in suburban towns like Birmingham and London. What do you think about gun crime, and how do you think that it influences young Asians on the street?
Anybody that's young is definitely easily be influenced. You know what I'm saying? No matter, regardless of the culture. I really don't like the whole gun culture, because if you have it, you'll probably use it. If you come in a situation, where you have it, if you don't have it, then you're going to try to get out of that situation without it, you know what I'm saying? But if you have it, that'll be an option, so don't have it, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going to do nothing but put you in a bad spot. So, yeah, I definitely don't condone none of that, man. I definitely don't condone it. But I do make that same point in my lyrics, I say, everybody's a killer. Put a gun in a man's hand and put another one at his fam. You're going to see the reaction. He's going to become a killer because you're pointing a gun at his fam. You know what I mean?
Now, you mentioned about when you're carrying arms. Have you ever been in that situation yourself where you've had to carry arms, or you've hung around with people that carry those kind of things?
Yeah, I have, man. I ain't going to front. Have I carried myself? No. Have I been with a group that one member has something on him? Yes, I definitely have. Has it been used? Yes, it has. I've learned from it, and like I said, it's just don't need to be in that situation. You know what I mean? Shouldn't be in a situation where you or somebody with you needs to carry that, because you're going to an environment, or you're going to a party where you might be having beef with some other little crew, and they may be there. So therefore, you need to carry something just in case something pops off. There's a solution to that. Just don't go to that party. You know what I mean? No party is that important, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's like, your wedding day or something, and you really have to be there or something. Just avoid it. But yeah, I've been there, done that, and not too proud of it.
Where have you been in the UK so far, and what has been your favourite place in the UK?
I've been, up and down. I've been Birmingham, we performed Oceana. I was in London last night. I like every place. Every place is a little different in its own. The weird thing is, you go 20 minutes down the highway and people have a different accent. That's definitely weird. But every city got its pros and cons.
What made you go into rap initially, and how influenced did you think that your rap music is, and other rappers, to the actual Asian youth?
I think it's like if an Asian made it to the Olympics, and he's one of the fastest runners out there, that's going to influence other Asians to go in there and say, yo, we could do this. For example, we have a black president in the United States. That's influenced the black culture over there so much that the young'uns out there are going to say, you know what, I could be a president, or I could be this X, Y, and Z. So if I can make it to the mainstream and be that mainstream act and be desi, then I think, it will definitely inspire a lot of our young'uns to say, yeah, man, yo, that's what it is. He's one of us, he's me, he's from my culture and all that, and get into music or what have you, whatever they're good at, and just run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing that no one can't do. You find your little niche. If it's basketball, if it's soccer, if it's whatever it is, and you run with it and you go and do that. As far as what I'm bringing to the table, in both scenes, the Bhangra scene and the hip hop scene, is me, my culture. And so if it's the mainstream, right now the game is a little dry. You've seen the Punjabi MC track, Blue, that sound. There wasn't a follow-up, so I'm trying to bring that follow-up to the mainstream, because it's definitely hot. Those percussions, our percussions are definitely sick, and they love it.
What do you think about kind of slackness in regards to women in music videos, as well as kind of Asian videos now? A lot of them, especially when there are rappers involved.
Well, we can't deny sex sells. That's what it is, and that's why it's all over TV. And right now, MTV's playing more reality shows than they're playing music. MTV is supposed to be music television, but it's more reality shows. Each reality show is showing that much skin or whatever. So it is what it is. It's going to be in the videos. If it sells, it's going to be in the video, and sex sells.
Do you have a sensitive side, and could you tell me a little bit about what your sensitive side is like?
Yeah, I have a sensitive side, I guess. I definitely got a good heart, you know what I'm saying? I am religious, you know what I mean? I think there's definitely a God, and we all have a different maybe a different name for him or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely there. So you will hear that in some of my music and some of my next releases. I'm a friend to have. If you're one of my peoples, you're one of my peoples, and I'm there for you all the way. And you know, I expect the same back. So you know, as far as that type of stuff, I'm sensitive. On another level, if I'm watching a movie and one of those scenes comes, you know, I might try to do a yawn and try to like go for a water break so I don't shed a tear. So I guess that does kind of make me sensitive too, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely there. I got a lot of love. I'm end of the day, I'm Punjabi. We got big hearts, you know what I'm saying? We there for our brothers, we there for our sisters, we there for everyone, man. So but I'm not biased in any way, because I'm in the US, man. So I was been in areas where there ain't no desis. So my brothers is anybody. I got Puerto Rican that are my boys, like my brothers. I got, you know, black, Dominicans. My best friend is Dominican. So you know, it is what it is. I'm sensitive. I got a big heart from a big culture.
You mentioned a lot of your friends are Puerto Ricans, blacks. Obviously, you haven't grown up in a neighborhood where there are a lot of desis. When people hear your lyrics and they hear your songs without actually physically seeing you initially, do you think they actually know you're Asian, or do they think you're black or Puerto Rican?
Based on the track, depending on what track it is, they may not even know I'm Asian. But that's why, like, what I'm doing is I'm bringing the Asian sound to my tracks, and hopefully, you know, catering it to the mainstream. So when they do hear it, when they hear the Indian percussion, they hear the Indian sound, they'll say, yo, this thing is dope. They may not know when I'm just flowing that I'm Indian, but what I do sometimes is I'll throw in some desi lyrics, you know what I'm saying, and flip it up, and just so they know, yo, damn, that's crazy. That was hot. What was that? And this happened. I've been on a stage where there's not an Indian guy in the house, and I start flipping it with a little bit of Punjabi, and yeah, and they think it sounds crazy and they love it. But yeah, so for the most part, they may not know I'm Indian until I say something in Punjabi, or they may catch on from the Indian vocalist that's on the track.
Now, we know you have lots of fans which are girls. We know there's a lot of girls watching this video right now, want to know a little bit more about you. Could you tell me, how would you treat a girl on a first date? Where would you take her? What would you do with her?
Yeah, I'll just keep it real basic, man. The thing is if there's a first date, that means we've probably met before. I don't do no blind dating and nothing like that. So we've probably met before. We've already clicked. Now we're on this first date. Real simple, man. Nothing too crazy. Somewhere where we can have a nice quiet meal, you know what I'm saying, just so we can get to know each other a little better, see if we're on the same level, you know what I mean, and just have a nice good conversation over a nice meal.
If somebody obviously is in a situation where they can't afford to buy an album, buy a track, and obviously are illegally downloading, I mean, obviously we know that hurts the industry hard, artists as well as the whole industry. What kind of message would you want to put out for those kind of people who are illegally downloading your music and also other artists and hurting the industry in such a bad way?
Well, I would say if what I personally do, to be honest, I put free tracks out there, because I know, you know, people sometimes, if they're not too familiar with the artist or whatever, they want to hear the guy's stuff first too anyway before they want to purchase it. So I actually put a lot of stuff out there free off my website, just off different websites. I send out the tracks, so you know, so they got good music that they can listen to. If you really do feel the artist though, especially in this day and age, please go support, man, you know what I'm saying? Get that guy's CD, because when you purchase a CD, you're supporting him. I actually sell my CDs off my website. No, I don't. I give my CDs off my website, but you do have to pay for the shipping and handling, and that's it. So that's my way of giving you something free. It's like 18 tracks on there. It's real hip hop, a little bit of desi influence on there. It's sick. But yeah, support your artist. If you really feeling the artist, you know, go get that guy's CD. But at the same time, I understand you need to listen to, you know, some of his stuff to see if you even feeling him, and therefore that's why I put out those free tracks.